Okay, so this
This is it.
This is our first YouTube response.
Oh, man.
And we just randomly watched this video about the YouTube.
And yeah, we are uncomfortable. You know, this is our first vlog, as the guy said.
I'm not sure if this is the face I want everyone to see.
We
Oh,
all-
look at that. See? Look.
We
Okay,
can
this
see.
is better.
We can, you know,
Move
we
my
can,
hair around.
we can see ourselves on the and that's hard to do. No one wants to look at a mirror all day.
Yeah.
And the point is, we all wear masks, metaphorically speaking. But
Yeah, I believe the Blue Man Group actually did a music video where somebody was continually taking off a mask, revealing an additional mask and another mask, and more masks. So where do the masks stop?
where do they stop?
Where do they stop? This wasn't as good as we had hoped in our heads. See, this is the thing about YouTube. You think it's going to be great, and then it's not what you thought it was going to be.
I just feel like I'm acting. I just feel like
Yeah, the fact is there's no possible way for this to be natural because there just isn't a possible way because we're supposed to be talking to someone.
But
That
what is
person
natural?
isn't there.
Is natural really? Is it talking the way that you would talk to a human, or does natural change when you begin speaking to a webcam?
That's better almost. Oh, okay, it's all
Yeah, I guess that's true. You have to define what's natural. But as far as being like a real interaction, there's no interaction. The interaction is between us, which may seem
The
natural.
interaction is actually within our heads. There's an additional voice that's going on.
We actually are
Crazy.
talking like we're talking to that camera though.
No.
It's really weird.
Like right now, like we're actually just in our room, guys. It's actually just us. Like we're not gonna put this on the internet.
No, we are putting it on.
Oh my
I know
gosh,
we
that's
are, but I'm
awesome.
saying like we're actually just
Wow.
here. Like
This
it's
is-
really just.
yeah,
That's
this is-
great. I just came out
We
of that.
totally bought into it.
We
That is so
really
true.
did buy
No.
into it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, no.
Oh my god.
No, we have to. No,
what?
we have,
I feel like I'm being stared at.
but,
right now.
but there is something interesting because it's not just about YouTube, because when we watch movies and we see like we are watching two other people interact, like when it was talking about how
We're just in our room.
like you have the ability to stare at people and it's not weird.
Mhm.
Well, movies provide that same opportunity because how often do you see a shot where the camera's over this person's shoulder as if you're that person, like as you're the one talking to them? So really, YouTube is just a more interactive version of watching a movie
Yeah.
because you still are, like, you aren't participating as you would normally, but you have the ability to stare and to watch, or at least the viewing aspect is like a movie. I guess it's not really that different because a YouTube video is a video just like a
Yeah.
movie is a video.
Mm-hmm.
But it is different because it's not actors. You know, it's real. Well, maybe real. We might be the next Jonas Brothers. You guys don't know.
I mean, like honestly, it's.
We're just in our room. Like there's absolutely.
But
no-
I know.
But even when you were saying that, like it was, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like.
Well,
you
but
were
here's
acting.
but you can't. I'm not acting.
You are.
I'm
You
not
are,
acting.
just, like,
I'm not
slightly.
acting, but I
A
am
little
talking.
bit.
Yeah.
No, but see, you know how
I
we're
can't get
talking-
away from it. It's right there. So I
But
just wanna forget
but
about it.
you know how like we were talking about how it's different
It's
having
impossible
it's
to get
different
away
but
from
it's
this
different
physical
having
camera.
it's different having a class.
Oh my god.
All right, just forget
It's
about
different having a
it. Just leave it
Hey,
flat.
stop.
Dude, you ruined it now. All right.
It's different.
No, it's still going.
It's different having a class with a friend, right?
Mhm.
Because you see how they interact in a classroom. I would say that this is similar to interacting with somebody that you know outside of a classroom in a more intimate basis or whatever. Because like you're seeing how somebody would interact in a classroom or like in front of other people. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like in a sense, I guess then the question is, are you acting in a classroom? I guess to some extent you are.
But a classroom is different because you don't constantly feel like you're being stared at. Because remember what the guy was talking about? Like, I have a little smirk on my face right now. And that's because I feel like I'm being stared at. And, like, remember how the guy
It's
was...
that green light on that camera that's staring at you, though.
Yeah, and remember how the guy was saying on the video, like, how people do just, like, stare, and like people
Yeah.
don't feel like they do that in the real life or whatever, and so that's what makes me uncomfortable because I feel like I'm being stared at. Like if there was just somebody like over there just staring, and that's somebody, or if there was an audience watching, it's like a huge audience, like we're in an auditorium and there's thousands and thousands of people all just staring at us, and we're like up on the big screen, and we're trying
Andrew
to,
just burped and he watched himself burp at the screen.
you know what I mean? It's like it's really
Yeah.
hard to have like a natural conversation
Well,
if there's thousands of people staring at you.
Actually, one of the things that they said in the video was that one of the things that they said in the video was that people's identities are wrapped up in what other people, I guess, are gonna perceive of them. So I think that's like the hardest thing about having a video on it, because the way you speak and the way that you look or whatever is now becoming judged by all these other people watching you. So you're like more conscious of what you're doing. You know, you're not being yourself. You're more conscious because you want your identity to be like something else. Does that make sense?
I'm just gonna look at you on the screen so that it's more natural, so that it's like we're having a conversation.
Okay.
And not the other way around.
I don't know if that works though.
So they say that one of the things people do when they're lying or acting or feeling uncomfortable is to put a hand over their mouth to cover their mouth, because something about the mouth is to tell there's so many fine